Alderman Norfolk.
Speaker, to the Minister of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs, the Ontario Chamber of Commerce recently reported serious pressures on our agri-food sector, rising input costs, foreign competition. Dairy farmers of Ontario are here today. The Chamber laments the dramatic 383% increase in electricity prices from 4.7 a kilowatt hour back in 2004 to today's 18 cents at peak. That makes it very expensive to provide lighting, cooling, to run pumps and milking machines in a modern dairy operation. The Ontario Chamber issued government a call to action.
Question.
Will the minister tell dairy farmers here today what action he will take on these pressing problems?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank my friend, the honourable member from Holland Norfolk, for his question about the dairy industry in the province of Ontario. Mr. Speaker, I had the opportunity to meet with representatives of the DFO this morning, including Will Vanderhurst, who is a director from my wonderful riding of Peterborough. But it's interesting, the message that was given to me by the dairy farmers of Ontario is somewhat different than what's just articulated by the member from Holland and Norfolk. They happen to tell me that the dairy industry in Ontario has never been in better shape, Mr. Speaker. In fact, just recently, because of expansion of the dairy industry in the province of Ontario, they just released 6% more dairy quota in the province of Ontario because dairy farmers are growing in Ontario, Mr. Speaker.
Well, Minister, that's not my words. It's the Ontario Chamber, their report. It's titled Fertile Ground, also highlighted the regulatory burden facing agribusiness. As they've indicated, policies are not evidence-based, they're not transparent, they're not unbiased. There's a lack of homogenization, provincially and federally. How do dairy farmers, for example, understand and navigate and comply with such a schmozzle? One farm operation told us they typically respond to 2 or 3 EBR postings a year, but last year they responded to more than 20. These things take time. They're often, it's in the middle of haying or working up ground or spreading manure. Again, what action is the minister taking to cut the unnecessary rules and regulation, the red tape, the bureaucratic red tape, the paperwork, the forms to fill out, dumped on our agri-food sector,
I remind the member, when I stand, you sit. Minister of Agriculture.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the honourable member for a supplementary question, but let's really look at the facts of agriculture in the province of Ontario. $36.6 billion to Ontario's GDP. Wow. 790,000 Ontarians are employed in this sector every year. Last year, farm gate receipts in 2015 were $12 billion in the province of Ontario. Mr. Speaker, that's $12 billion. By and large, all sectors of Ontario's agricultural sector are growing each and every year. We're well on our way to meet the Premier's goal of 120,000 new jobs in this industry by the year 2020. And around the world, Ontario's food has the best reputation on an international basis.
Be seated, please.